Hi everyone, Philippa and Philip are back and we're here to
unleash your talents. And this week we are taking care of the famous and lovely topic of personal branding and your personal brand. So basically, what is a personal brand? It is something that describes how you are perceived. It is something that describes what you are actually standing for, and it is something that describes what you can actually manage to get done. So many people consider others who are reliable, who are trustworthy, and who are competent to be already branded in a way and have already a personal standing. And this is actually a lovely thing, because now we're going to talk about what other kinds of things you can do in order to be perceived in a good personal brand. One thing is, for instance, punctuality.
Wonderful. That's it. The funny thing is, if you look at the two of us, one of us is very punctual. I'll give you a hint, it's the guy with the watch. And the other one is a bit more flexible when it comes to timing. And what I would like to point out here is, even if for some people time is more important than for others, generally speaking, being on time definitely underlines that you're a reliable person. And we've spoken to many people, when it's about personal brands, it's very often people want to be perceived as competent, trustworthy. And then of course, if I'm used to always waiting for a person because they're always late, I think at one point, well, can I really trust this person 100%? In our case it works, but just be aware that punctuality really has a big impact.
That's the reason why he has a watch, because he needs it. He's not really telling the truth here. No. In any case, punctuality is not the only trait that you can have in order to be seen as reliable and trustworthy. Actually, there are many things that you can do in order to give off this aura to other people. And in particular, you can actually think about the specifics that you can show. What do I mean by this? Well, what is it that distinguishes you from your peers? Is there something that your friends, your family, maybe your colleagues and co-workers perceive you to be especially good in, or something that describes you very, very well? Well, that's great, because this would be already something that distinguishes you, that sets you apart from the crowd. And if you have something that sets you apart from the crowd, that's a very, very good, another very, very good step to actually create your own personal brand.
And once you've discovered this special trait, then embed it into your brand. Now, this is sometimes easier said than done. Once I spoke to a few people and they all said, well, how do I know what my talent is? There's no real test to do, but this is something that you discover on your own, maybe over years and years. Well, there's one simple thing. How about asking your friends, your colleagues, hey, how do you perceive me? What have you noticed about me? What are positive things that you notice about me? And while you're at it, also ask about negative things. And the funny thing is, very often you will get the same 2-3 character traits or the same 2-3 qualities that people will notice about you. That this is basically already your brand. The question is, did you create that on purpose, deliberately, or did it just happen because that's the way you are?
And if it's the way you are, even better, then you don't have to work for it anymore in the future. If you happen to notice that this is something new to you, great, then you can actively and proactively think how to continue setting off these kind of vibes to your surroundings. Again, this is something that distinguishes you, and distinguishment is very, very helpful, very, very important in order to have your personal brand. Because after all, what is a personal brand but a branding of your own personality? And here we are. It's as simple as that. And whatever you find to distinguish yourself, whatever your kind of perception of time you have, and you just set it for the punctuality that your peers require, great. There you have a couple of ways how to already create your own personal branding.
Sounds easy, doesn't it? Well, let's be honest, it is easy. Just watch yourself, collect feedback from others, and then you realize what you need to do to reach that goal, that specific personal brand that you want to have. And it doesn't matter if you want to have your own business, if you're working in a small company, or if you're in a major corporation. It's always useful to understand, okay, you, Jane Doe, John Doe, this is what you're known for. And this is what we would like to give to you as a little recommendation out of this video. And what's the purpose of all this? We want to
unleash your talents. See you next week, guys. Bye.
Take care.